I'm Paul Eden. Welcome to the YouTube channel of the Nissan EV Owners Group. In this episode, we report from our visit to the Excel Centre in London's Docklands for the 2024 Everything Electric show. First, we visited Morris Commercial to talk about their undeniably cute light van, the JE. I'm with John. Hello, John.
Good to meet you.
Of Morris Commercial. Now, people have seen this one. It's quite popular on YouTube. So this is your Morris Commercial. Let's have a look at this.
Yeah, so this is actually our second prototype.
Yeah.
And it's the first vehicle made in recycled carbon fibre, which is what we're doing for production.
It's carbon fibre.
Recycled carbon fibre, even better.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
Yes, indeed. So that's really important for weight of electric vehicles.
Absolutely.
Offsetting the massive weight of the battery, and even more important for commercial vehicles.
Yes.
As well. And so we get, in this vehicle now, we get a 1,000 kilogram payload.
You've got a 1 tonne payload.
1 tonne payload compared to the Buzz, which is 600 or so.
Yes,
only 600. So lightweight materials is critical, and we've designed from the bottom up with lightweight chassis, lightweight body, and also something that looks quite striking, of course, as well, we hope.
It does look striking. I mean, not just the fact that it's in blancmange orange pink.
Salmon pink.
Salmon,
Salmon pink.
It's salmon. Okay, right. How much of it can you show us?
We can look around the whole. Let's look at the front face first of all.
Yes, let's do that.
So here we're very much picking up all the design cues from what was the 1948 actually Morris J-Type.
Yes, they're very traditionally influenced.
Yeah, and we own the Morris Commercial brand.
You own the IP, yeah?
Yeah. So that gives us a bit of heritage as well. We actually have 2 of the original J-Types ourselves as well.
Oh, so you own some of the original vehicles?
Yeah.
Cool.
So we are familiar and we drive those around as well. Petrol they are actually as well. But we're very connected to the brand as well, like that. So we got the front face very much of the original J-Type. And the interesting thing is that the whole sort of packaging of the J-Type originally lends itself to electric vehicles, because the motor on that was, the cab was over the motor.
Yes.
And that's almost what you do with electric vehicles as well. So good old J-Type, it also has this fantastic volume to footprint ratio, lots of space in it, quite a small footprint.
So we've got a long wheelbase, haven't we?
Yeah,
so you're using the traditional EV skateboard chassis, the type of chassis,
and that is our own actually as well. So we decline to use anybody else's.
Okay, so it's your own platform as well.
It's our own platform.
So I mean, I'm going to get a bit ahead of you, but perhaps there are other vehicles to come on this platform.
We would love to do that.
Yeah.
We have aspirations. First of all, focus on the van. Then we have aspirations of a pickup and an MPV. We'd also love to do something a bit more exciting, like a Morris Minor or something like that, recreation, those sort of things. But let's focus on the van first. That's what we've got to do as well. And we got thousands of expressions of interest on this. So we're now finishing off our engineering. We plan to have a manufacturing site announced in the next few months as well.
Okay, where's that going to be? Do we know?
No, well, UK. So all I can say is UK.
Yeah.
Because something like Morris has to be built in the UK.
I couldn't agree more.
Thank you. Yeah, that's very much the intention.
So it's an EV.
Yeah.
I'm bound to ask you about battery capacity.
Yeah.
And battery chemistry, by the way.
Okay, in terms of capacity, we're planning on 40, 60 and 80 kilowatt hour, so significant battery size.
Yes.
And with the light weight, that gives us a range with the 80 kilowatt battery of 250 miles, which is good. Aerodynamics are pretty good. Lightweight.
Yes, it's slippery, isn't it? Yes.
It's not bad at all. Yeah, it's not bad at all. So the important thing is it's not just a good-looking vehicle. It also performs well.
Okay.
So.
Battery chemistry, do we know? Can you tell us? Can you talk about it?
No, we're not going anything too advanced. We want to, underneath here, apart from the aluminium chassis, we want to keep current technology, nothing. We're not going to be market leaders on solid state or stuff like that. We just can't do that. So we've got proven mechanicals on our own chassis in aluminium, which is bonded aluminium chassis, and then our own body. So that's where.
So how much does it weigh as it's here today? I don't know what battery's in it.
Yeah, no.
What's the curb weight at the moment?
So it's 1,500 kilograms curb weight, which is something like, I think, 800 kilograms less than the Buzz.
Well, for comparison, it's the same as my Nissan Leaf parked just over there. Yeah, so it's not a heavyweight, is it?
No.
But you've still retained the 1,000 kilo payload, so you've done really well.
Yeah.
And that's because you've been clever with the chassis and the platform. I like it. I like your engineering, and I'm sure my videographer, who's an engineer as well, I think she likes it as well. Show me the doors, John.
Yes, so we have a patent on the operation of these rear doors, or patent applied for anyway. And the principle of these doors is that it takes less footprint to operate the hinges. So rather than a door that just swings around in the wind and takes a lot of space, we have this combination of a couple of links and a slider.
Oh, I like a bit of engineering.
Yeah. So we have a really clever guy called Tony. We mentioned Tony before, who's our innovative designer, and these are Tony's doors, and we have every intention of them going into production as well. But they're quite funky.
You see,
aren't they?
when they're open, if you're parked at a curb and you're doing a collection or delivery, the door now doesn't intrude into the curb space.
No, exactly.
And I like that a lot.
And you could back up to a wall.
Indeed, because the door doesn't. You don't have the door footprint's very small. And that I know because it's what I do for a living. That's a Euro pallet.
Two Euro.
2 Euro pallets or one British pallet.
Yes, and one 8x4 sheet as well, because that's got to be a design criteria. 8x4, 2 pallets, 1,000 kilograms, and also a large volume as well.
So how much? Come on then. Let's talk cash, dollars, pounds.
Okay.
How much do we think it's going to go for?
Well, we're saying £61,000 plus that.
For which model?
For the 80 kilowatt battery.
61 grand for 80 kilowatt?
Yeah.
It's not stupid money at all.
I think the market has gradually come up, and the range has increased and things.
I agree. And there is a market for these. There's markets for electric vans, we know that. But there is a market for an electric van that's a little bit special, and this is what this is, and I love it, I adore it, I think it's brilliant.
Thank you. Well, we're going very much for the kind of artisan, baker, flower shop, Harrods, Selfridges will be wonderful.
Yes, that's precisely what I thought.
And somebody make a statement, put that branding on the side, then it's a marketing tool as well as a practical vehicle.
But when they do that, you know this already, but when they do that, they're making two statements, because not only they've got that beautiful nose, the Morris, but they've got their own brand as well.
Yes.
I think it's wonderful.
Thank you very much.
John, thank you for your time.
Pleasure.
Have a good day.
To you, and you guys as well.
See you.
Right, thank you for your interest.
See you very soon.
All right.
Isn't that a great vehicle? We wish them every success. Designed, engineered and built here in the UK. Fabulous. James Court is the Chief Executive of EVA England, its first in fact, and we wanted to ask him about the organisation and why we should all be members. Here with James of EVA England, I'm proud to be a member.
How you doing?
Hello mate, how are you?
I'm good.
How much of the show have you seen?
I've been here now, this is my third day, and I've seen roughly from the entrance to here to that bin to the Octopus stand.
What a great deal.
Where I didn't manage to win a big Constantine. We did get a little one, so that's good.
Yes. So, now I know what EVA do. I'm a member.
Great.
Tell us a little bit more that I may not know about what EVA does.
Sure. So, in essence, we're the lobby group, we're the advocacy group for EV drivers. So we don't represent manufacturers, we don't represent charge point operators. We are purely there for members, to represent members to government, to parliament, to industry, and increasingly on media as well.
Yes.
So trying to make sure that, let's say, things like the consumer regs, which we've been campaigning on for the last 3 years. So because of us as an organisation, we managed to get through the 99% reliability, contactless on charging, open data. There was no one else calling for these things on behalf of consumers.
You should be very proud of that, because that's a substantial change in policy
Yep.
that only you brought about. You should be very proud of that.
One of in 20 years of working in campaigns and policy, probably my proudest moment. So yeah,
that's cool.
it was great.
Right, that's excellent. How long have you been going?
So I think the organisation itself has been going for 3 years.
Yeah.
I've now been CEO for 2 years. I know that because my first week was fully charged. So I think it's always a nice anniversary for me, fully charged.
Oh, what, at Farnborough?
Yes.
Yeah, I was there. I didn't get to talk to you.
Yeah.
But yes, you were very busy that day.
It was definitely a rite of passage, that one. So yeah, it was a good one. But before that, I worked in the Cabinet Office on Glasgow for working on the transport policy. I was Director of Policy at the Renewable Energy Association. And at that point, it was still people discussing, there was a real, we didn't know whether it was going to be hydrogen or electric vehicles.
Yes.
So we were a trade body and we were looking at it, and there was this emerging sort of industry for EVs and the supply chain. So I helped set up the EV Forum, and we set up the parliamentary group on EVs. So I sort of started getting into it in 2015, 2016, and then since then, yeah, EVs have kind of been my day job since then. Because obviously it's been an election year. So for the last 2 years, it's mainly been working with civil servants and ministers and advisors trying to get the consumer regs through.
Yeah.
This year we've got a general election coming. Could be May, could be June, probably October, November. So we really ramped up our engagement with MPs and Lords this year, trying to work on a manifesto for drivers. So we've done workshops with our members, really trying to focus on what we want the next government to do and be campaigning for that general election. Obviously, everybody expects Labour to win, and that sort of, there's a slightly different dynamic.
Yeah.
But you can certainly see it when you start speaking to shadow ministers and shadow cabinet members, is that they are beginning to think what the programme for government is going to be.
They're preparing for it, aren't they?
They are preparing for it.
Yeah.
So we've been meeting with the shadow team, trying to put policies, trying to float policies with them. We'll hopefully be having a parliamentary launch of our manifesto in May or June.
Yeah.
We're going to try and get as many EVA members into Parliament to try and meet with their MPs, try to meet with the shadow minister and the minister. So it should be a good event. We're still waiting on the timing. And that's going to be launching our manifesto. So we've been consulting with members, working with members on what they want to see. So we can see sort of the vague themes at the moment, and I'm still writing it and trying to test it with stakeholders and trying to see what policies might work. But trying to look at how we can get public charging down, the cost of public charging down. Obviously there's a well-established campaign for cutting VAT, but is there more we can do on that? Can we move, let's say, the subsidies that currently sit on people's electricity bills? Can we move that over to gas bills? For most people that's going to be a small change. You'll be paying the same.
Yeah.
But it does help incentivize people with driving EVs and people who want to put in heat pumps.
For me, the top five, way into the top five of things that we need to do is that we need to change the VAT regime for public charging, because it's just not fair. Because it hits, I'm sure you're going to agree, it hits having a high rate of VAT as compared to home electricity hits those people who need to use them most.
Yep.
Those people who can't charge at home. We're very lucky. We can charge both our EVs at home. That said, mine's quite short range, so we have done a bit of public charging to get here today.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me that's central. It is the VAT charging on public charging.
I think VAT is one of the you almost want to say low-hanging fruit, but it's still going to prove difficult.
I agree.
For someone who I only use public charging as well.
Yeah.
And looking forward 5, 10, 20 years time, there is always going to be a discrepancy between people who have a driveway and people who don't. So what can we do? VAT is one tool. Moving the subsidies from electricity to gas is another. Are there more innovative things we can do? I think some of that's going to be about how the industry changes.
Yes. So
I'm looking at what can Parliament do, and VAT is one, and moving the bills from electric to gas is another. But even down to planning, it can cost £400 just for a permit for one lamppost. If you got rid of that £450, that lamppost becomes cheaper, and what the product at the end will be cheaper to us as well. So there are things we can do there. And then finally, I suppose some of the other things on the manifesto we're looking at, insurance. What can we do to make sure that insurance companies aren't just letting this drift? I think everybody understands that EVs are slightly different, but we don't need to wait 5, 6, 7 years for the insurance companies to catch up. What pressure can we put on the insurance companies to actually get the cost of insurance down.
Right.
And then a big one for us is going to be a drive on accessibility.
Say that again, sorry?
For accessibility.
Yeah.
So there's been a standard called PAS 1899. You don't necessarily need to know the details of it, but it's there to make sure that the charging infrastructure is fair and easy to use for all. At the moment, the charging industry have had 18 months to get to grips with this, and we have been seeing sclerotic growth in PAS compliant charges.
Yeah.
It's just not good enough. So we're going to be campaigning to make sure that charging companies might even have to be mandated very soon to get their PAS compliance numbers up, because at the moment it's just not good enough.
That was excellent. Thank you very much,
Well,
James.
really good to see you.
I hope I'm a member. I hope you do really well.
Excellent. Do you like being a member?
Absolutely.
Is it good value for £20 a year?
It is. Yeah. I can't understand why anybody wouldn't do this, because it's so important.
We're the only people speaking for EV drivers. There are great benefits.
Precisely.
And if you sign up, it's £20 a year, and you will get £10 Electroverse value. If you're not an Electroverse customer already, they'll give you £10 credit to be an EVA member as well. So it's even £10 a year. Great value.
I mean, I've got a Nissan Leaf. That £10 is a long way, because it's a very efficient car. Thank you, James. He knows his stuff, and we wish him every success. Jolly nice chap. So our last chat was with the amazing people at 3TI. Their Papilio 3 is a pop-up solar and EV charging hub. More British engineering here, something close to my heart.
Okay.
So I'm with Alison from 3TI, and this is your Papilio. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Papilio 3 product.
Now, as I understand it, this is essentially a shipping container sized item that you can deploy within a number of hours
Yeah, absolutely.
into a car park as we see it here today.
Yep, that's correct.
Tell us a bit more in case I've missed something out.
Sure. So this is the Papilio 3 product, designed, manufactured, engineered in the UK by our amazing technical team at 3TI.
Good.
It comes off the back of a articulated lorry. The panels here fold down, so we have solar panels, we have 12 EV charging points, we have contactless payment possibilities, we have our own operations and maintenance. So this unit is coming to you on a rental basis, so you don't need to put any upfront capital expenditure. We will look after it, we will come and install it, we will help you with the design of where you want to put it in the car park, and yeah, we will do a one-stop shop for you.
How long does it take to deploy? If I remember rightly, it was a matter of hours.
Yeah, absolutely. Once there's minimal civil works, as we need a small grid connection, because we have a small grid connection and we have the solar to power it, but we can do it in a matter of hours once everything is ready, and we will arrive with our articulated lorry and a crane and get it started. So within a day, you will be charging as many EVs as you can fit round, and we have 12 charging points, and off we go.
So on the way here this morning, my wife said to me, is there such a thing as a portable charger? And I said, yes there is. I saw it at Farnborough, and I understand they're here today. This looks very different to Farnborough.
Yeah. So we've got an amazing design team who are looking at the design all the time, making it better, lighter, more energy efficient, just doing everything to make this product what we want it to be, which is an amazing rollout pop-up product, which will get people charging on sunshine and with entry level into perhaps a bigger solar installation, which our company can do as well. So we do ground mount, we do larger scale solar, we do the pop-up solar. We are an amazing British company going out there and getting everyone to drive on sunshine, which is
So
what we want
who's
to
a
do.
typical customer for this?
So we have we have units at universities, we've got hospitals, we've got police stations, we have got them in a number of locations now. We've also got two units at Silverstone. So when you watch the Grand Prix in the summer, you'll see the units at Silverstone, and as the cars race around the racetrack, you'll see our Papilio unit.
So let's go into the technicals if we may.
Okay.
So that's type 2, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So
how much can they put out?
So these are up to 22 kilowatt.
Oh, okay.
Power. So
that's plenty.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the top that we can achieve at the moment.
Well, it's faster than my car can use.
Absolutely. So we have that. We have the contactless payments. We do all the back office as well.
I was going to ask you if the back end is all yours.
Yes, 3TI. We will do the one-stop shop. So we are doing the back office. We're giving you the EV revenue. Everything is done. The operations and maintenance. So if there's any problems with it, we'll be out to fix it. There is no problem. We do not want people to be coming to our charging ports and having problems like they do in many places. It's one of the biggest focuses that we've got is making sure that our customers are really satisfied.
Well, it has to be simple, and it isn't always.
Absolutely.
And this looks very. I mean, it's well lit, so the charge safe people are going to like you.
Yes, absolutely.
Because it's accessible. Wide parking bays, really good.
Very important.
Is there a battery in the system?
That is something that we're focusing on. So that is our next stage. That is our next stage. So our amazing engineers at 3TI are working on battery power and how we're going to implement that in all our solar systems.
So when nobody's charging, hopefully the solar and the grid connection can be charging the battery, which can give you better flexibility at peak time.
Yeah, totally, and that's what we're focused on. We have to be, the battery technology is the next stage in this. We've created an amazing functional unit, and that is our next focus.
Alison, I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. See
Bye-bye.
you again.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you, Alison. The Peugeot 3 coming on the back of a lorry to a sunny car park near you soon. That's all for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you like what we do here, please give us a like and perhaps a subscribe too. We do read all the comments our viewers write. See you next time.